Nestled in the center of England is a great CEX that has some amazing consoles that I want you to check out. Stay tuned and we're going to see some great games. Welcome to the showcase at the CEX in Coventry in the middle of England. We've got some very interesting consoles that we're going to take a look at, starting with the PlayStation 2, the big boy, going for about $75. Which, considering how many games there are for the PlayStation 2, $70. That's got to be worth it. And I love the fat PS2s, by the way, because you can put the hard drives in them. We have here for just slightly more. It's actually surprising that it's only $5 more. PS2 catching up in value to the Super Nintendo, which is here going for about $80. It is discounted, I'm guessing on account of the yellowing of the console. This is just what's going to naturally happen to these plastics over time. Some say it's the sun, some say it could be this console being exposed to a smoking environment. Here, the pattern seems pretty regular, so I don't know what's going on with this particular one. I like how it says PAL version on the little cartridge slot there. That lets you know that this is not... What's really interesting to me is that for the PAL version of the Super Nintendo, they kept the form factor of the Japanese Super Famicom, but for the American Super Nintendo, they went with that purple VHS player looking thing. So I don't know what's going on here. They apparently all have roughly the same board, so the guts are mostly the same on these things. And then you've got the Nintendo Classic Mini Super Nintendo going for 20 pounds more, going for, what's that? I mean, $110, $120 inclusive of tax. Oh, interesting. And of course, well, the thing is that in Europe, and I think in the UK specifically, as far as I know, the Mega Drive, the Genesis, was way more popular than the Super Nintendo. I don't know what it's like today. I don't know if renewed interest in retro gaming has brought the Super Nintendo up to parity with the Genesis in the United Kingdom. I'd love to hear somebody in the comments tell me what's going on these days, but I definitely see a lot more Genesis consoles and games at places like CEX than I do Super Nintendo, certainly. And here we've got the Mega Drive Mini with 2 controllers, by the way, going for what, let's just call it like $80. It's like $80, $90. When I checked, it's today when I filmed this video, it is about $1.40 to the pound. And then we've got the big boy. We got the original with some weird stickers on it. We've got what, eat more lard and a Mega Drive sticker. We've got the Model 1 here going for 70 pounds. That's like $100. That is insane, because in America, it's been a while since I've actually looked into this, but Mega Drives in America, pretty cheap. Not really that sought after, even though back in the day, the Mega Drive almost outsold the Super Nintendo. It was almost 1-to-1 up until like 95 or 1996. But for some reason, Americans these days, they want the Super Nintendo. They don't want the Mega Drive. And I don't know if I zoom in on it. Yes, that I want this Xbox. I have said it on this channel many, many times, and I will say it until the day I die. I want electronics that I can see. I want transparent plastic on my electronics. I want this Xbox. I was a fool not to buy it. Unfortunately, I can't see the price. That's driving me a bit nuts. Now, what is shocking to me is this Wii U. A Wii U. It is the 32 gigabyte, the premium version, because the other one has like 8 gigabytes of system memory on it. But this is going for about $150. That is shocking to me, because in Japan, you can buy one of these babies for like, I mean, it doesn't come with any games on it, but you can buy these for like $80 in Japan loose, in similar condition. And even in America, these things are like crashing in value. Wii U. Now is the time to buy Wii U, folks. Now is not the time to buy the Gamecube. Although this console, I think, is pretty fairly priced, going for in the $70 to $80 range. It's just the games. There's something that I've actually been finding recently that I like to call the Gamecube tax, which is when you have a game that's come out across Xbox, PS2, and Gamecube, the Gamecube version, I think, is going to be the most expensive version. And that's at least in some of the, basic games that I've been looking at, like Simpsons Road Rage. is like twice as expensive on the GameCube than it is on other systems, although it is a pretty expensive game. But what actually, amongst all of the consoles here, I think what was the most surprising to me was how cheap these Wii games, or not these Wii games, these Wii consoles are. Now, you'll see on the right, it says it's just a Wii console. You'll see on the left, the 50-pound version is V2. What I suspect they mean, and I didn't ask for them to open it up. Well, now it says, I was gonna say it's the one that doesn't play GameCube games, but now it says plays GameCube games on it. Well, no, it says subject to model. No, you can't confuse me like this. Because if you're gonna put next to the system that it plays GameCube games, if this is the family fun version, whatever the one that was released is called, that means you can't play GameCube games on it. Don't confuse me. And why is it going for an extra 20 pounds? Why is it going for $30 more for the one that doesn't play GameCube games? I don't know, because I want the one that can play GameCube games. Although, of course, you know, you can soft mod it. You can make it so that it can play GameCube games that, let's say, have fallen off the back of a truck, if you get what I mean. Not that I would say you should do that, but that is something to consider. And being able to pick up a Wii for $50, I bet you in 3 to 4 years, we're going to be begging for those prices on these Wiis. Wii is, I think, so underrated right now that it's just waiting for a price explosion. It's just going to happen. And then the the $1 Xbox 360 hard drives. Oh my God, man! Remember when people were shelling out like $50 plus, like probably $100 for those things? Oh my God! And then the black Game Boy Advance. You see the scuff marks on the screen. That's just what's gonna happen to these things. And wow, a new 3DS going for like $200. That's a lot. Like $200 for a 3DS. There's like 10 million of those things floating around. Then what do we got here? We got Super Mario Brothers Deluxe going for about $20, and Tweenies Doodles Bones for like $3. What even is that? I don't know what that is. More Super Mario. Oh, we've got Micro Machines Versus. I actually still have all my Micro Machines from when I was a kid. I don't know about the games though. I've got the actual the Micro Machines. And we've got Sonic Adventure 2, 3, and Sonic Advance. Wow, yeah, Sonic big in Europe. A big deal in Europe. Ooh, and the OG Resident Evil going for $30? Really? Although, you know, I think the GameCube version is the definitive version at this point. Whatever it was originally released on the GameCube and then came out on basically every other system. Those are the Resident Evils to play. Those are the ones that I would recommend. Oh, Turok 2. Turok 2, oh my God, going for $5. Actually pretty cheap for an N64 game now that you think about it. And, I mean, man, Turok. Have they ever tried to make a first-person shooter happen more than Turok? And I've played the original Turok. I haven't played Turok 2, so I can't comment on it. But the original Turok is fine. Is it Perfect Dark? No. Is it GoldenEye? No. But it's fine. It's okay. And Super Smash TV going for $5. Wow, Dick Tracy. Yeah, this actually reminds me. I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about the Dick Tracy movie. There's a Dick Tracy movie that came out in like 1990 that apparently was a big deal. I'm guessing this is sort of like a tie-in game. Here it's going for like $7, I guess. And then PAL Ocarina of Time going for 18 pounds. We'll call that like $25. That's actually, considering that American NTSC Zelda Ocarina of Time is going for like $60. That's not bad. I know this condition on this thing doesn't look swell on the label, but I mean, consider the American version is twice as expensive. Oh, and Mission Impossible. I rented the shit out of Mission Impossible for the N64. I love it. It's like $3. I need to pick this up. I'll pick up the American version, but man, Mission Impossible, not like a good game by any stretch of the imagination, but I love it. I love the Mission Impossible franchise. I want this game so bad. Oh, and then Perfect Dark. And then I cannot believe Perfect Dark is still only like a $12 game. At least the PAL version is, which is, you know, considering that it was developed by a British studio, is this the OG Perfect Dark? Maybe, I don't know how people feel about it, but I love Perfect Dark. It is probably my favorite first-person shooter Highly recommend it if you haven't played it. Great. It takes place in the future. It's got aliens. It's got everything. And then Resident Evil 2 going for $30. It's fine. It's fine. Spider-Man, although Resident Evil 2 probably you're going to want to play the remake these days anyways, which I need to get myself. But we've also got Spider-Man, although Spider-Man 2 I think is the version people want. That's the game that people talk about these days. We've got Desert Strike in a weird box. I don't understand what this box is because it says console classics on the top right. Was this like a re-release of Desert Strike? Because you can see it like the original box art there. But then like 5 years later, did EA just end up releasing like a console classics series of like cartridge reprints? I'd love to know about what the deal is with that console art there. Oh, and then Flashback, £8 for Flashback. Like what? $12 in Japan. Flashback is very expensive. I don't know about the Mega Drive version, but definitely the one for the Super Nintendo was very expensive. On the left, we've got Cannon Fodder by Virgin Interactive. Remember when there was a company called Virgin Interactive, an offshoot of the Virgin Media Empire? This is going for about $20, a little over $20. Then Earthworm Jim. Wow, Sega Saturn games in the box. You don't see them. And it's like, and when you just see like the one game that's in the box, like what was the person thinking about keeping them in the box? Or is this the long box? I know, yeah, Sega Saturn games did come in long boxes, right? So this is going for like $55 for Earthworm Jim 2. Although, you know, Earthworm Jim pretty closely associated with the Sega Saturn as far as I remember. Zombies going for, wow, like that's like $30. Oh my God. And then Super Smash TV going for $15. I haven't played either of those yet. Ooh, on the right, we've got Double Dragon for the NES. I love the original Double Dragon. I think it was originally an arcade game, but that NES version is so good. I love Double Dragon 2 also. You know, side-scrolling beat 'em up. Double Dragon 3, do not play it. It's terrible. Pass. Skip. Don't. Just play Double Dragon 1 and Double Dragon 2. Then we've got Track and Field 2 going for £5. Is that related to stadium events at all? I think, isn't like Track and Field, didn't that become, or no, stadium events became Track and Field, something like that. And then we've got Destruction Derby. Wow, 2 Sega Saturn games in the box. Here we go. So Destruction Derby going for $30 by Psygnosis. I'm sure it's fine. So there we go. Oh, I think we have a little bit more. Let's look at another showcase here. Oh, ooh, Mission Impossible in the box. Ooh. How interesting. And then we've got the silver GameCube, probably the GameCube that I come past most often. It seems people don't really want the silver one. People tend to want like the black one, the purple one, and especially that nice spice orange one. But here it's like $70. Like, come on. As long as it's got the controller and the cords with it, that's fine. Then we've got the Game Boy Advance SP. Wow, the 001. This does not have the nice screen on it. Just got your basic LED or LCD, whatever you want to call it, backlit screen, I should say. Going for $70. I cannot believe it. And Game Boy Advance SPs, even the basic ones, are that expensive. Road Rash, Rugrats, ooh, Extreme G. Some very cheap N64 games here. And then we got Track and Field for the Game Boy. We've got the, oh man, that PS1 looks pretty rough, I will say. That's going for about $60. Man, that is, whoo boy. And then we've got, yes, I cannot believe Mission Impossible is only £8 complete in box. That's like $11. Oh, if I could buy the American version for $11, I would do it in a second. Actually, after I film this, I'm gonna go see how much a complete in box Mission Impossible is for the N64. Ooh, and it uses the Rumble Pack too. Didn't know about that. And then we got Wario Land 3. You know it's for the Game Boy Color because it's got the translucent cartridge. That's how I make the distinction, at least. I don't know if there's any like big games that came out that for the Game Boy Color that did not have that translucent shell there. But I would say of everything I've seen here, the thing I want the most is that see-through Xbox. I have an Xbox from Japan, but I want to get an American version. And if I can get an American Xbox, I want it to be a translucent one. Saw some interesting things here. Saw some cool GameCube. Saw a really cool console lineup. But man, does that Xbox haunt me? I hope you saw something that interested you. This has been the CEX or the CEX, depending on how you want to pronounce it, in Coventry, in the middle of the United Kingdom. I've been your man out of Japan, Jay Contra. If you would like to see exclusive game hunting videos that take place in Japan, as well as get access to polls that determine the future of the channel, as well as a couple of articles I throw up every once in a while, you can head over to patreon.com/jcontra. I also stream on Twitch every Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Head over to Twitch TV/jcontra. Thanks for watching, and mahalo. I want to give a special thanks to all of my patrons who make videos like this possible, as well as to super patron Zip Davis.